Have you checked the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Robert Duell.
And we are here to do another patron-requested review. This one was also requested by Scuba Steve, just like the one I recorded with Marsha a little bit earlier. But we are here to talk about one that gets a tremendous amount of buzz, and quite frankly, I had it confused with another one. This one is called I Saw the Devil, and I had it confused with the Ty West movie House of the Devil, because I remember watching it and being grossly underwhelmed by it. And so I was like, I need to rewatch this. Everyone talks about I Saw the Devil being great, and then it was not the same movie. So this movie I really liked a lot. This is one of my favorite revenge movies now. It's fantastic. Korea knows their way around revenge movies with Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, Lady Vengeance, all of that, the Vengeance trilogy, as it were. And just it seems most of the movies have to do that we get here in the States are revenge movies. But this is possibly the pinnacle of them all to me.
Most definitely.
So having seen it for the first time, I believe, if I did see it before, it totally exited my mind. But it is foreign, and as I obviously alluded to, it is phenomenal, and I dug the hell out of this. How about you?
Likewise, yeah. It was like I was telling Cecil off camera a little bit ago. Like this sat actually in my queue on Netflix for a long time. I'm stupidly disappointed in myself that it took this long to watch it. I loved this movie from start to finish. Every aspect, from every fight scene to every just small little shot to everything.
Every acting choice.
I loved this movie. And yes, one of my top favorite revenge thrillers, whatever you want to call it.
You can keep your Takens,
Yeah,
all of that.
Exactly.
None of that holds a candle to I Saw the Devil.
No, not at all. Because this the whole time it's like you're at the same time it was weird because you're in a sense like you want to root for both of them when you know that you should only root for the good guy.
Right.
But
it becomes that
the
sort
bad
of thing,
guy
though.
is so good.
Yeah, he's so fun to watch.
It
is like Batman Joker.
It is. It really is because it's a big cat and mouse game. He catches him, knocks the crap out of him, lets him go. Comes back, catches him, knocks the crap out of him.
Let's segue into the story. So we both really like it. That's the overall. We're going to segue into the story. But yeah, no, he's not wrong. So the movie starts off, and we can give away the beginning because it's the setup for the whole thing. Starts off with a woman broken down on the side of the road, or her car broken down. A woman's car broken down on the side of the road, and she's on the phone with her fiance, who is an investigator for the police unit.
He's a secret agent. Actually.
Secret agent. Okay, cool. I couldn't quite make that determination there by the end. I was so enthralled with everything else. But nonetheless, because he was under a police chief though, or no, the other one else was under the police chief.
Yeah, because his fiance was
the police chief's daughter.
Yeah.
So nonetheless, the car is broken down, and a man stops by to try and help her, and she, is telling the fiance, "Oh, he's trying to help me," and the fiance's like, "Just wait for the tow truck," and she said, "Okay, I will," and so they disconnect, and she tells the guy, "I'm just gonna wait for the tow truck," and unfortunately for her, this dude is a screw-loose serial killer, and he attacks her. And we see some horrifying stuff that we don't need to spoil, but it shows him take her back to his place and do things. And it basically flashes forward to everyone, a bunch of police scouring the countryside looking for any sign of her around where they found her car. And unfortunately, they end up finding her head. And so the fiance finds out about this, and this is where the acting starts to kick ass and everything. But he does his own investigation, and this is a long movie. This is a 2.5-hour movie. He finds out who the killer is and finds him by about the 40-minute mark.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Even maybe just a little beforehand.
A little before that even, yeah. And it's like, it's almost the end of Act 1. It's crazy. He finds him super fast, and we're like, oh, it's going to be a short movie, but no. He he busts him up, and then he decides to
Bust him
up.
up.
Yeah. He busts him up, has him fixed up in very street ways.
It's great.
And then releases him. Like you said, it's a catch and release. So he tracks him down, busts him up, and releases him, and then lets him go, monitors him, and then catches him, busts him up, and releases him again. It's like Taken times 10. It really, really is. And so and unfortunately for him, the killer starts to get wise to it through his, through the things that he does before he gets caught up to again. We meet other characters that are just as unsavory, if not more so. And so the killer slowly starts to become aware of the situation, and everything becomes much more personal for our protagonist than he even thought it was going to be. So that's the long and short of the story without spoiling anything. And I got to say, the way this story progressed, like, sit down and prepare yourselves for a 2.5 hour movie, but it is a worthwhile 2.5 hours.
You're like straight up on edge of your seat. Like, even when the movie starts, it holds you. Like, it doesn't let go. Like, your attention will be on this movie 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, I love this movie.
It doesn't feel short. Like some 2.5 hour movies, you're like, oh my God, that felt so fast. This feels almost every bit of it, but you're so engaged the whole time you don't mind. You're like, oh, I get another half hour of this.
Exactly. Because like there's like with certain movies, like you want more of it and everything. This was just that right amount of slow pacing, but in your face, fast pace. If good enough way to describe it and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah. This movie was great. Like you said, in your face, start to finish and everything like that. So you want to
segue into the acting?
Yeah, just real quick into the acting. First off, our main two, I'm not even gonna try to attempt to with their names. Like I wrote them down. I tried memorizing, but I'm not gonna. But basically, our main guy is, if you've watched, his character name was Kim, I believe. You know him from G.I. Joe, Shadow Storm, and then The Magnificent Seven as Billy Rocks, I believe it was. But he plays our secret agent who is hunting down this psychopath, and his emotions, you feel all of that. You feel so bad for what he's going through.
It's so interesting too, because when he visits the grave and as he's walking out, it's just this one shot of him walking out where you see him almost crack, but you see him also stuff it back down, and as he stumbles out of the monument, he his steps get more assured, and he his dead face changes, and he just starts walking with a purpose. And then at the end, it's almost the reverse unfolding and unspooling of everything. He got so tremendous in this.
At the same time, that was part of the downfall. But at the same time, man, it works so good.
Oh man, it's so good.
And it's so satisfying though.
His acting and the killer are just everything else. Marcia and I said in our review for After Midnight that the two leads are so good that everyone else is inconsequential.
Exactly,
and that feels the same for this, except obviously his fiance was consequential, obviously. But yeah, everyone else, it doesn't even matter. Luckily, everyone else is really good, including the killer's horrifying compatriot that we meet.
Oh yeah, the cannibal.
Yeah.
He was a disgusting, vile of a man.
Yeah, that's one of the most vile interpretations of a human being I've ever seen put to screen.
And it was very beautifully done.
Yeah, so well done. Like you just hate him so much right from the beginning. But
even with our main bad guy and everything, and like you guys have seen Old Boy and things like that, like that's where he's from. He was our main guy from Old Boy. But even with there's some aspects with him where you're like, you kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time it's like, you're worthless. You just need to die. Like, oh man.
Yeah, but he's so fun to watch. Again,
so fun.
Very Joker-esque, where he can be super subdued, but have that super craziness about his uber subduedness.
Well, real quick on that, we'll jump in for that taxi scene.
Yeah,
like that scene in general. He's just super serious, and then just starts joking. It's like, oh, you guys think that you're lucky? I'd rather think you're very unlucky. And then boom,
And he put stuff together so fast, too.
Oh, man.
Like, and when they showed what the deal was, I was like, oh, damn, that's nuts.
He's got
but it didn't
contingency
matter.
plans for his contingency plans.
Yeah, he's
like,
so
straight
smart.
up.
But he's that insane kind of smart.
Yeah.
Like, again, he's so fun. That kind of character is just so fun to watch.
Balls to the wall, but he's cautious and careful.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's
but
super
doesn't
intelligent,
care.
but super insane.
Yeah, and he doesn't care who he kills.
Right. Yeah, anyone's fodder. So
Yep. So, real quick, want to jump into the cinematography real quick?
please do.
Okay, so going right back to that car scene with the taxi. That camera work was beautiful.
Intense too.
Yep, because it's just circling around and everything like that. You got the car veering around. Because I don't want to give away too much, because this scene was
it's
a
an
killer.
attack inside the car. Yeah.
Yeah, attack inside the car and everything. But between that shot and everything, it was I loved that. That was one of my favorite parts, and also too with our main guy on the cannibal when he has him strung up. Those shots when he like in the downward when he comes in with a shotgun, that was so nicely set up.
Yeah, I mean the
greens,
cinematography
reds,
was just
and-
fantastic.
yeah.
The whole production design was so well done. Everything was working super harmoniously in this movie. And again, it doesn't matter that it's a foreign film. You're so engrossed in the story, it really doesn't matter. Like it's so good and it's so well presented. And yeah, the cinematography, the production design is all great. The effects are, a huge part of it, and they're nasty
and realistic,
and super realistic. From a wrist getting stomped to
An Achilles tendon.
Oh, that was the worst.
The scream.
That was the worst because it
Whoa.
starts. He just stabs it, and then slowly works the scalpel out, and it's just like, oh my god! And you see every bit of it.
Oh yeah, but just his screams though is what made
To
it
complement
so
it, yeah,
believable.
yeah.
Like you actually felt like you were just like, oh god, no.
Yeah, it's super. It's the perfect melding of acting and effects working harmoniously. It's oh my god, and it's just so bad.
He actually started in theater back when he was younger.
Oh really?
Yep. So he
knows how to be big.
Yeah, he has a theater background. So and it shows with like a lot of the other movies that he's seen in.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it is going to be foreign films and whatnot versus a lot of the American stuff. But God, he's good.
Yeah, so
he is
good. I mean, this movie was just phenomenal, you guys. I hesitate to say too terribly much more to, risk taking away from it for you guys.
Because it's really easy to do a spoiler talk on this.
It really is, yeah, and maybe eventually we will, but I just want to make sure more people see it without risking it.
Indeed.
So definitely go and watch I Saw the Devil. I own the movie, and I'm glad I do, even though I hadn't watched it yet. It's one of those that I just got when I was getting my collection together. And never got around to watching, apparently. But yeah, it's phenomenal, guys. It's worth every minute of the 2.5 hours. And
the ending is so satisfying.
So satisfying and sad at the same time.
But you're extremely happy for him at the same
right.
time.
I mean, it's
Right.
good. It's just so well done. So make sure you guys check it out. Thank you again to Scuba Steve for recommending this movie. If you guys want to become a patron and recommend movies like this for us to review or even do a commentary for, the link to the Patreon is in is in the description box down below. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe to make sure you don't miss more reviews like this going forward. But until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Robert Duell.
And remember, stay scared.